Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm Kristen Knapp, and I'm here with Brian Bandas, contractor and builder from Nashville. We're going to get into his background and everything, building, which we're really excited about. So thank you for coming on today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. So let's start at the beginning. How did you get into this line of work?
I would guess that it's similar to a lot of real estate investors. I looked up at one point, I'm newly married, I've got our first kid, and I'm like, I want to take care of this family. I don't have a college degree, I don't have any money, no rich uncles. And that I discovered real estate investing through a podcast. I think it was through Sean Terry's podcast about wholesaling, right? And at the time, I'm sure I was just scrambling for how can I make some money and take care of this family? And real estate investing in general just rewards hustle, which that's what I had to offer. And so I started digging into that, and there was this slow snowball effect of, okay, I'm going to try to wholesale some deals. And then I did some flips, and then grew up with some home builders in my family. And so it was a long time before I consciously thought, oh, they build, I want to build. But eventually that was sort of the natural. For me, it was like, that's the peak of the real estate investing mountain that I want to climb. But ultimately, so I had a music career for years, which is not super relevant to this, but it's kind of a fun fact.
Yeah, it's relevant.
I did that for 10 years. So at the end of that, I made a career change that didn't go as planned. And so I ended up in that position where I'm like, holy crap, I don't have a career, and I got a wife and a kid, and, I don't have a degree. We're broke. What do I do? So that's how I ended up doing this.
Yeah. And I think it's important to mention that real estate investing requires a lot of hustle and a lot of tenacity, because I think a lot of people probably get into it just being expecting a lump sum of money in their account, but it takes a lot of work.
Takes a lot of work. For me, that's what attracted me to it. There's no gatekeepers. So if you I don't have to get hired by anyone. Even when I was in music, I was in a band, and we had a label deal and doing all that, but I still was at the mercy of, do the people that run the radio stations decide to play our single? It isn't just hustle. It's hustle, and then maybe you get lucky and there's a response to your hustle. And with real estate investing, whether I do new construction development now, but whether you're doing that or you're wholesaling or trying to buy rentals, the hustle is all that's required, right? That's the ticket for entry. And there's no one who can stop me from going down the street and knocking on a door and asking if somebody wants to sell their house. And if I can find a decent deal, no one can stop me from doing that. So that to me was the attraction, was I can just walk out the front door and go try to make things happen. I don't have to wait to get hired or for somebody to agree to give me a raise or whatever.
Yeah, it's true independence, true career independence. Of course, you're kind of battling the market and
stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
There's always unforeseen things that hold you back, but you really are in control of your own destiny to a certain extent.
Yep. Yeah, I think like most things, I think the cost can be really high. Nobody just hands stuff to you. It just doesn't work that way. And the rewards can coincide with that and be very, very high. So it's probably higher risk. I think definitely higher cost on the front end with just the level of effort that's required to get some momentum. But I also think that the potential earnings and the freedom are astronomical. And most people working a 9-to-5 somewhere are probably not going to experience that.
Absolutely. So you were, in your music career and then you wanted to get into real estate. What did that first deal look like for you?
The very first deal was before I left music, I bought this house, and then all of a sudden I have this career change and we can't afford to stay there. We can't pay the mortgage. So instead of selling it, I put a renter in, and like the light bulb goes off. I'm like, oh, I get to keep this money that this guy just paid me for this rent. And at the time, I think this, the cash flow was like $100 or something. But it was positive cash flow, right? And that just sort of like the light bulb went off. I'm like, oh, all I had to do was sign papers, and then I owned this, and then so from there, the next deal was Craigslist, and I didn't have any money. And so I was calling through Craigslist going, hey, would you seller finance? Like when I say no money, that's an exaggeration. I think I put down $1,000. So I didn't have none, but pretty dang close to none. Especially like we have a baby, I'm married, like my wife was in grad school, so she's literally paying to work full time. So pretty close to no money. So the next deal was a triplex, and I found this old guy named Don who, for whatever reason, was willing to seller finance this thing with, if I remember correctly, $1,000 down. And I totally blew it on this deal. I made several mistakes, but I did it, and the house appreciated and it was profitable. And so that was the next one, was just like calling through Craigslist. I mean, talk about just a gross, gritty, non-glamorous way to do it.
Yeah, I mean that's really getting in the mud there. Like how has your process kind of developed over the years as technology has improved?
Oh, I wish that I was like the poster child for like, oh, I use all these tools. I'm a little more old school, so I'm not calling Craigslist, but I just use my network. I know a lot of agents. I actually worked as an agent for about 10 years. I'm still licensed, but I don't take clients really. But I just use my network to find deals. I will reach out to wholesalers and agents who I have relationships with. I still make offers on the MLS now and then. So I wish that I was like, I use this tool and it's automated, and then I have a VA call. And I've done a lot of that over the years, but right now, my model has shifted to a lower volume. I would just say I went to quality over quantity. For a while, it was like, I'm going to do 20 deals a year, and maybe I'm making 40 to 60 a unit, but I'm going to do 20 of them. And now I'm trying to do 4 or 5 and make 500,000 each. So I'm not really trying to like pound the phones as much as I'm just trying to touch my network and find like a handful of great deals. So I'm probably not the best
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Person for somebody who like really wants to build an amazing technology-based system with VAs and dialers and all that, I'm not the best guy for that.
But I mean, building your network is the hardest part,
For
actually
sure.
having the network of people you can call on. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's way more challenging in itself. But I would love for you to kind of get into that mindset of value over quantity and kind
Yeah.
of because you said you've done both sides of it, where maybe you've done a lot of deals at lower value and fewer deals at higher value. What is the mindset shift from going from one to another?
So I would be really careful to say that one's better than the other because I don't think that that's true. I think one is better than the other for me. So I think a big part of it is understanding your own comfort zone, your own strengths, and your personality, and what do you enjoy doing. And as you and I kind of talked about earlier, a lot of the minutia that you really have to be a master of to do the high volume stuff did not play to my strengths. So like in order for me to like really nail a higher volume model where the profit margin on each deal is, let's say, $75,000, I've got to be very, very dialed in on my build schedule. By the way, for context, this is on deals that I'm building, right? And so part of it is if I want to do a certain volume beyond, I don't know, 5 units or something, number one, I'm going to have project managers pretty soon at that point. If I'm doing 20, I'm probably managing a handful of project managers, which again, there's really nothing wrong with that. It's just, is that the model that you want to do? And for some people, clearly the answer is yes. Whoever started Dries Homes built that model, right? They've got a bunch of project managers. So it's not a bad model at all. For me, I kept increasing in price point and I noticed my enjoyment increasing with that. And it wasn't just, oh, well, of course I'm enjoying, I'm going to make more on this deal. It was like the things that make a $75,000 infill deal work really stress me out. And the things that make a $3 million luxury home work are really enjoyable to me. And so I built this house that we're hopefully going to sell for about 4 to 4.25. And I just loved everything about it. And at the same time, I was still doing some stuff that we were selling for $600,000-700,000. I'm in Nashville, by the way. So in some markets, those numbers sound crazy. 600 or 700 in downtown Nashville is just like a infill, 1,800 square foot starter home, I guess. And so I'm doing them at the same time. And I'm like, I'm loving this one and I hate this one on the same day. I'm like happy for half the day and pissed off for half the day. And finally I just went, all right, I just need to acknowledge that and accept it and go, this is a better fit. And why would I not just do 5 of those that I really like instead of 20 of these that I hate? So for me, it was just a better fit to when I'm building the luxury home. All I really am trying to think about, it's not that I don't care about schedule and budget. I obviously definitely do. And when your carry is $20,000 a month, you really care about schedule. But what I found was like, it was a lot easier to stick to the schedule because I'm using my time to go, how do I make a beautiful, beautiful home? Instead of going, crap, that lighting fixture's $80. Could I maybe find one for $60? All right, now I'm going to peruse, Wayfair for the next 45 minutes to try to save $20. Like that, for me, did not work. So I just found like my stress level went down, my profit margins went up, I moved faster and more efficiently, and I was happier throughout the day. And
if you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
so that's where I say I would not tell somebody, oh, doing infill at higher volume is terrible. It's probably great for the right person. And for my personality, I learned that it wasn't a fit. And I wasn't even sure about that. I thought maybe I'm just not good at this yet and I'm going to get better. Suddenly I'm doing this other project at the same time. And it wasn't, I'm not good at it yet. It was like, oh, this is working right now. It's already good. So then I was able to, and I think that was almost dumb luck, compare them side by side at the same time. And it was just very clear that one was a better fit than the other.
Right. And I think it's good advice because there's so many different facets in the real estate industry that you can lean on to support your skill set. Like you've been an investor, realtor, builder, contractor. You've done so much and you've also updated your operations. And you've, made everything really customized to what works for you, which I think is really good inspiration for people.
And I'm still in the process of that to encourage people who are earlier in their investing journey. That first rental I had would have been 14 years ago, right when my oldest son was born. Then I did some flips and I didn't love them. And I did wholesaling and I didn't love it. And even the building thing, well, I developed a bunch without building myself. Then I started building them myself. And I've again had discovered, okay, building myself at this price point also doesn't work. So I'm 14 years in, still refining. And I would say right now in particular, really in a pretty significant rebuild again, based on learning some things the hard way of going, that was not a good fit. Okay, I tried it. Now I know that's not what I'm trying to do. And I would encourage anybody who's somewhere in that journey, like there's no shame in going, I tried that wasn't it. Like, why keep doing it? If it's not the right fit, keep trying to find the thing that is.
Totally. And you mentioned something before because I feel like with social media and all of that, you see people's highlight reels and you might go through the thought process of like, well, maybe I'm just not cut out for this. Like maybe I'm just not good at this. Instead of taking the extra step to be like, okay, let me try something else. Let me try something else within the same umbrella. But yeah, I mean, I think that's great advice. So on your social media, which I love, by the way, everyone should go to Brian's social media. He's always posting videos. You say you're a professional problem solver. So can you just talk about that and how that's really the core of your job?
Yeah, I think so. It's certainly true as a developer. And then when I'm wearing the general contractor hat, it's extremely true. I would say literally every day, maybe not 7 days a week. I'm decent now at taking my weekends mostly off, but 5 days a week, there's going to be a problem and not small ones. I mean, significant problems with 4 or 5 figure implications, like pretty regularly. And part of me deciding I'm a professional problem solver is for my own sanity, to stop being caught off guard. It's been years of constant problems. And yet, so why would I still be like, God, there's a problem today? Like, what the hell is, but I react that way still sometimes. Like, what is this? Why can't it just, go smoothly? And then there's this thing in my brain that's like, dude, when has that happened? It's not going to go smoothly. And the reason that I have the potential to make 7 figures for my family is because I'm willing to put up with this. I don't know if you guys cuss on this podcast. I'm willing to put up with this crap.
Yeah.
That most people are not. They're either not willing to, or maybe, and this is going to sound arrogant, maybe they can't handle it. Maybe they can't deal with it. And so that's the trade-off. I want to have a ton of freedom and make an income that I really probably shouldn't be able to make for my family. And the trade-off is I have to deal with problems that most people don't have to deal with.
Right.
So it's a mindset that when I remember and I'm in that mindset is really helpful because I get hit with these problems for real pretty much every single day. And I just have to go, hey, this is my job. The reason I'm going to get freedom and financial freedom and all this time with my kids is because I am willing to put up with this crap. And most people aren't.
That's such a good mindset. I love that.
I wish I had it all the time. I have
Yeah.
to,
Can you
to
think
remind myself.
can you think of like a really major problem that happened and how you kind of got through it and learned from it?
Oh gosh, there's been a lot in the last 3 years. A really major problem.
Mm.
Yeah, go ahead.
Or maybe even just a recent problem, something you're, going through right now.
Yeah. Okay. Well, one right now is that we've got a project that we're really getting right to the razor's edge of like it's not selling for what we hoped. We've been carrying it at an interest rate that we didn't anticipate, and we might sell for a loss. We might lose money on it, and I that can get emotional, right? It can. I have partners involved too, so I have to like go to them and be like, hey, guess what? No, I don't have a contract, but we are about to start losing money. And so I have to be able to step back from the emotion and just go, this is a problem to solve and gather the information. And I don't even have a magic solution for that in terms of, oh, I saved it. We're probably going to lose money on it. But the solution is to gather the information and lay it out concisely and paint a clear picture of the problem and paint a clear picture of our options and then make the best decision. And so that's what I did. Called my partner and said, here's where we're at. Here's how much we're in for. We're not selling it for this amount. If we were, we would have an offer by now. Here's where it might sell. We could rent it for this, and just like try to approach it unemotionally and go, doesn't matter if we like the situation. Here is the situation. Now let's make some decisions. So that's a real recent one. Like we were dealing with that this week. Gosh, I've had break-ins. I've had all the fun stuff that anybody in real estate development has dealt with. You're putting me on the spot, and I know that there's some good ones. I wish I could come up with a great one, but another one recently is like that luxury home that we're selling was in a situation where we were working with an agent that it wasn't a good fit. I don't want to I don't want to say too much. I don't know that she would ever see this. It's not personal, but it wasn't a good fit. And that took some work to navigate that. I think that there were some hurt feelings, and I think I think maybe the main thing with these problems is that for a long time I was avoidant. It was like I'm so uncomfortable, I'm upset, my own emotions are here. Now I'm fearing this person's emotions when I call and tell them about it. And I would procrastinate, which would only make the problem worse. And so now I think the biggest thing, I have this mantra that right now that I'm leaning into hard every day. I read it every morning, and that is every single obstacle is just the next step toward my goal. So I have this big goal, this beautiful vision where I'm flying my family to our vacations in our own plane, right? And when I latch onto that, then when I have to call my partner and say, hey, I think we're going to lose money on this and we got to make some hard decisions, rather than avoiding that, I can go, the next step to me flying my family in our plane to our vacation in Boston is I got to call this guy.
Yeah.
Well, okay, then I will do the next step. And it doesn't make those things fun. It doesn't remove all stress or all pain, but it does give me a little extra energy to just go, all right, well, I want that goal, so I'm going to do the next step. And I know what the next step is. I don't have to like the next step, but I know what it is. And so here we go.
And it's the reality of the business for sure. It's not everything
Absolutely.
that's always going to go correctly.
No.
Things very often aren't going to go correctly. So I think your
Yeah.
mindset is really good where the obstacles on your path is your path.
Yeah, exactly. If I want to get to that plane, I have to make this call. Mm-hmm. So you make, and it does make it a little easier to make the call. Doesn't make it fun, but.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just having that zoom out and that bigger picture.
Yeah.
I love that. So what's next for you in your business?
So I'm hoping I just started 2 bigger deals like within the last 2 months or so. I'm hoping to pick up to find one more really good deal before the end of the year. Something ideally that I can make 400,000 to 500,000 on. That's the short-term goal. And then I have a lot of, as I mentioned, I'm sort of in a rebuild. So just this week, I laid out a new system that I want to use for some of the networking and fundraising that just has to do with like, okay, how frequently am I calling people? I'm going to start doing an event where I invite all these guys and we'll do cigars and bourbon. And
nice.
So I've got a new system in that respect that I'm working on. I've got some new lender relationships that I'm trying to work on. That's been sort of a bottleneck for me in the past, is that it was like one relationship. And as soon as that one, let's say, took an interesting turn, I didn't have a lineup of like, all right, fine, then I'm just going to call Bill and I'm going to call, Cheryl or whoever. So there's a bunch of smaller details like that I'm now really purposefully working on, because I'm trying to rebuild this in a healthier way than it was built over the last couple of years. But short term, it's like I really enjoy the content creation. And you mentioned the highlight reel thing. I just went through 3 years that were really intense, really, really intense. And I'm trying to make videos about that and like basically go, here's what I did wrong. Remember I said I was bad with details? Well, here's where it cost me, $40,000 or whatever. So I'm going to keep doing that and try to find one more really good deal before the end of the year. And then I think I was sort of looking at scaling. Like I'm doing 3 big deals this year. So next year it's like, all right, how do I go to 4 or 5? How do I get one every quarter? Ideally, these are making $350 to $750 each on the high end, right? So that's the goal, is to rebuild in a much more scalable and much more strategic way. I sort of did the like bull in a china shop thing for a while, and it half worked, half didn't, So I'm taking some of these things. Like some of the deals, some of them worked great. And then some of them were very valuable lessons. We'll just put them that way.
Of course. Lessons. Well, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing so much about mindset. And I think, I think people got a lot out of that. Where can people find you on social?
Yeah. I'm very active on Instagram. It's at Brian Bandas, very creative. And then I have a YouTube channel that I'm fairly active. And it's about real estate development, as well as a little more broadly just about building a business. And it's called Brian Bandas Builds a Business.
There you go.
I think if you do like YouTube/Brian Bandas, I think that takes you there as well.
Yeah. So. Awesome. And we'll have all of your links in the caption of this podcast so people can.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. Appreciate you guys having me on.
Yes. And I encourage everyone to check out Brian's Instagram, YouTube, and you'll learn a lot and you'll get a lot of value from it. So I encourage everyone to do that. And we'll see you next time. Thank you so much.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.